Hello, gentlemen. Reviving Real News here with you. I hope everybody's doing well. I mean that. I hope you guys are okay. A little disclaimer and just a personal public service announcement. I just hope and encourage the men in my country to not partake today. Do not be gullible. Do not fall. None of this. Don't. These are two wings from the same bird. Okay? It's all the same system. There is no fixing. There's nobody going to change anything. Red and blue combines to make purple. Purple is the universal color, or whatever you call it, of the Baphomet, evil, Satan, whatever your culture, creed, beliefs call it. It's that simple. I'm not telling anybody what to do, believe, whatever. I just know right from wrong, wrong from right, and good from evil. Don't get caught up in it. And again, gentlemen, a woman shall have no authority over a man. Don't be dumb, man. You don't make decisions like this with your little head. These women are nasty. They're vile. And gentlemen, I have very short hair on the top of my head, and these women have shorter hair than I do almost. It's gross. Like, this is the blind and the deaf leading the blind and the deaf. Don't get caught up in this. I'm begging you not to. None of these people are for us. This is all a trap. This is all a trap. I'm telling you what this is. This is not good. Don't partake in it, man. If you have a strong urge or if you sense of patriotism or loyalty, use logic, reason, common sense, all those things if you do it. That's all I got to say about that. I'm just tired of hearing about it, seeing about it, and especially this gynocentric, nonsensical garbage. I know darn full well that they don't care about me or my sons or yourself or your dad or your uncles or any of us. I know this. Just be smart, man. I really wasn't going to do anything today. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. And I'm kind of irked that it's so whatever in my afternoon or my day. But the reason I'm doing this is because I'm a wreck. And I'm antsy. But about 20 minutes ago, I received a phone call. And I was expecting the worst, hoping for the best. And I was assuming and expecting these people to screw me around like I got screwed last week and cancel on me. Oh, gentlemen, I was so wrong. After letting the man talk and saying what he had to say, just to make sure that I wanted to do this, and he was asking me a couple other things, are you really going to show? Is this going to go on? Are you blah, blah, blah? And I was like, hey, look. And I could hear the, hesitation or the concern in his voice. And I took a leap of faith, man. I don't like disclosing myself, and I don't like bringing up stuff because, look, gentlemen, I'm very mature and I'm very experienced. I have a highly functioning and intelligent brain. I know who controls what. I also know who runs what offices. And the majority of it's women. And I also know women network and women monkey branch, communicate, and all this other junk. So honestly, my intuition says you don't know what's been said behind your back or what's been done to you behind your back. You don't know what women have done in emails, text, or anything. Nor do I know the rapport between this property management that I've dealt with for years compared to these racist, sexist, gynocentric pieces of shit that are doing what they're doing. I don't know if they have a rapport or connection or whatever with each other. I just took a leap of faith and I said, listen, I know this guy, I know the man. They're not English, they're not American, they're not Caucasian. And I was thinking I had his name pronounced or whatever correctly, But he just laughed and he said, no, this is so-and-so. He's like, that guy is underneath me. He's like, and I'm like, okay, so you are who I think you are. I just mispronounced your name. I said, listen, and I'm shaking when I'm talking. I'm like, is it going to make a difference to you if I explain X, Y, and Z? And I did. I said, I am so-and-so. I said, I'm trying to get you to go down memory lane. I was like, you remember this property? You remember this, and this? I said, I'm so-and-so. I said, you've been my landlord for a very long time, and I had good rapport with you. I said, when you left, you even sent me a letter stating these things, saying that I had a 000 balance with you and that I never was anything but good. It took this guy probably not even 30 seconds, 20 seconds to, he instantly was like, oh, I do know. He's like, Rosemont, I know you, blah, 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 blah. And the dude was so awesome. He was like, look, I want you to do this. You go there, you look for this guy. There's 2 units. You look at these 2 units. Let the other ones do whatever. He was like, I want you to look at these 2. Pick the one you want. The number on your phone right now. Take the whatever information off of it. Put this as the contact. You call me directly. I want to make this work. He said, I do know you. And he's like, you're not lying about your money or your history. He was like, I will make sure some way, somehow, the office and everybody included gets this done. He was like, I would tell you right now that we don't even have to do this. Just go do whatever. We'll take you. He's like, but because it's not the same, technically it's not the same paperwork. He was like, I probably will have you do whatever paperwork again. He said, but no, I know you. He said, and I'm almost positive the office is going to remember you. He said, this is all positives for you. And then I told him, I said, look, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I already went to your property. I didn't go inside. I said, but I've already seen what I needed to see. I just want to make sure your pictures match what's really going on. With that being said, guys, I'm not going to lie. I still am not out of the clear in this because 2 things. I just have to hope and pray, since they didn't initially do my stuff years ago when I got my apartment. I have to hope and pray that it just goes the same way it did and nobody uses child support against me. I don't have any kind of anything in the city or the county I live in. I've never been in trouble with nobody here. I don't know anyone's name. The court system does not know me. The jail does not know me. Nothing. I should have no issues passing a whatever background check here. I've never been in trouble here. I've never had anyone knock on my door as far as law enforcement, anything. Never, nothing. No one's ever called on me. I've never called nobody. No one knows me. And the other thing, and it's the truth, guys, because no matter how hard I do whatever, the money is very, very serious to me. At this moment, I can't afford to pay him a big application fee. I can't, because it's going to screw to move. Because you got to have first month and you got to have deposit mostly. And then I've got to be able to transfer my bills. I can't take a gamble. I either need him to just forget the fee, or I need him some way to somehow guarantee me that if I gamble the money, that they're going to accept me regardless. Then I can sacrifice it, and I'll just have to figure out at crunch time how to make up that difference in the money. But boy, oh boy, see, this is exactly why I conduct myself the way I do, and I stick to the things in my mind and my heart that I do. I've never been wrong in this, and it just seems that everything tells me to do bad stuff or not have my personal things and my thoughts and my beliefs, but I never wavered. I've never freaking wavered, and no. And I didn't reach out to these people. They just called me, and I took the leap of faith like, hey, man, I'm going to be transparent. Do you remember me? And then I told the man what they're doing here. I explained about the legal letters they put. I explained all my attorneys. I told him the other organization that's legally representing me, and he was like, dude, they did all of that. I said, buddy, they put out those old women that you guys were always nice to and taking their food up there when they left their food on the where the mailboxes were. I was like, all those ladies who've been living here 15 to 20 years, they put them out. And he was, I mean, he was so sick. He was like, he was like, you guys were pretty much good tenants except for the one building. He was like, just the one building was a bad building. So I have to take this as positives and a good sign. I have to. I just have to. I have to hope the other stuff works itself out. I have to. There's nobody I can ask to help me do this. And I'm kind of mad that I did the one thing because I don't think them people are going to help me, and I'm pissed about this. I wasted all my whatever dealing with them and talking to them, and it sounds like I did it for nothing. I'm good. I'm grateful that they've done what they've done, but I need them for the other stuff. They knew this from day one, and I don't like some of the stuff they're saying to me. And they all agreed that I can't go do the whatever kind of stuff for money because I get nothing out of it. I mean, all of them said they're like, well, it's dumb for you to go do the temporary stuff or do whatever. You're gonna kill yourself. You get no money out of it because of child support. That's the disheartening stuff about this is that crap. At the end of the day, I can't do anything about it, and I can't make people care. I can't make people bend the rules. I can't make anything. I can't. And that's the disheartening, stressful part about this is. No matter how hard I fight and I do everything right and whatever happens, that negative, stupid child support crap about my money always haunts me and fucks me. Sorry for my language, but that pisses me off so much because that's the one thing I have to have help, and I hate it. I don't want no help. I don't rely on nobody. I don't want to ask for shit. That's disheartening. It really is disheartening because I got all these things working for me, people telling me what they're telling me, but at the end of the day, I know what makes this stupid system work, and I hate it. I hate it. I do. I hate it. But that's that. You know what I mean? Like it's already decided. It's out of my control. What's going to happen is going to happen. And that's that. And my luck while I'm doing this, that office is going to call me and blah, 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 blah. I hope she don't call while I'm doing this. I don't. I already reached out to her and told her everything that happened in that phone call. You need to just do your job and figure out the crap that I can't do myself. That's why I went to you for the help. Yeah, I needed the legal representation, but I also told you that I know how to fight for myself. I just need the other stuff done. But, whatever. I have not come this far. I have not. There's no way. I refuse to believe that. And I refuse to believe that taking my leap of faith and being as transparent, and then I got Miguel and the other people to remember who I was and everything. Here's the funny part about it. I know what my address is and my apartment number. And the apartment that he offered me on the phone is literally the same address with just a different street name. I kid you not, gentlemen. I was floored on the phone when he was like, well, there's other apartments, but I don't want you to look at them because of my rapport. They know how clean I am. There's parts of my apartment that still have the marks from years ago when I moved in here. My carpet still has the whatever. Some of my grout, my tile has never been touched. They know this. They've been in my apartment. You know, like I don't have dust and junk on my ceiling fans. I don't have cobwebs. I don't have none of that. Sure, the carpet's got some stains or, like winter stuff, tracking the salt and little spots here and there, but that's the carpet. Wear and tear is normal. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what happens in a few hours. With that being said, let's jump into something. Let's revive some real news, shall we, gentlemen? There's a lot of things you could say about stuff that men have lost or forgotten. Here's two things I think that are really crucial and that are dying a very serious death every passing moment. Ability to understand or be compassionate. And then just the the ingrained and the ingrained ability or desire to endure or survive. Or you could say, live within yourself or live within your means. And when you look at the younger men, or even some of the men my age or older, a lot of these things are gone, man. For so many different reasons. But I see this. Especially like ability to survive or endure or overcome. I know it's not every single man, but the vast majority, once they don't have a dumb female or that stupid financial whatever goes away, or the credit card debt or whatever gets so bad, a lot of men forget how to survive. It's almost like instead of having that masculine, manly way about you of living within yourself, dealing with what's dealt to you and overcoming it, it's all become some gynocentric female reactions and emotions. I'm serious, and that's just a weird thing because men didn't used to be like that. It didn't used to be like that at all. And I think that's why a lot of people give me a hard time, because I don't act like them and I don't react like them. I know a lot of it probably has to do with the place I live, the state I live, and all that stuff. But then again, I know how to access the internet. I know it's not just here. In some aspects, guys really throw the towel in, especially over a female, and that's the thing that's killed me. I don't understand that. Maybe that's because I did have certain good things as a kid growing up that I knew better, or my own experiences even as a young boy were guiding me and showing me, this ain't it, chief. You don't want to be like these dudes. And of course, man, especially when I was younger, I would get really whatever if I was in a long-term relationship and I really did like the girl. But that's when I was really younger. The last relationship I was in, to this day, I haven't dropped a tear. I don't remember being bitter or whatever. I might have had some conflicting because it just ended weird. I had some conflicting whatever over it. And I remember after 30 or 40 days of not being with each other, living with nothing, I reached out on a message and I was like, look, it's been this long. We was together or whatever for how many fucking years? I was like, act like an adult, not like a little girl. Which, of course, nothing. It just got left on whatever it got left on. I don't really care. I just more or less was trying to call it closure, call it clarity, whatever you want. And to this day, I've never said nothing. I've never said anything. It is what it is. And that segues into, I don't really believe a lot of grown adult men are comfortable with themselves. I don't believe they're comfortable living with themselves, sleeping with themselves, eating with themselves, walking with themselves, any of that. I honestly don't believe that. I seriously don't. I see grown men in 38, 39 years old, 42, 44 on a daily basis. Unless they got some tail around them or whatever, they are just done. Unless somebody's around there boosting their ego or playing the game with them, or there to play the game so the other person can beat up on, you get what I'm saying. Unless there's somebody always around to whatever, they're lost, they're weak, they cry, they're depressed. And I don't get that. I don't understand that. Especially because I know where I come from and I know other things like, man, most men always wanted their own space and wanted whatever, the alone stuff. And I seriously believe it's important. And I did have periods when I was younger. I had my own space and my own time. I know this. I will tell you guys, there was a point when my son was born. And I had custody of him, and he was living with me, everything. His mother did something real dirty. And she left. I mean, like, she actually had a moving company come. When I was at the golf course, at the country club, she had a moving company come. Take 80% of the stuff out of my house. I'm not joking you. And I had weeks or a couple months of just everything to myself. And I was still in my 20s. Hey, gentlemen, I missed my kid, but I didn't miss any of the other shit at all. I remember being like going to work was like I won the lottery. Didn't care I had no money. I didn't care that I was paying. I was happy. I got to go home with nothing. I could play my Xbox or PlayStation. I could go to sleep. I could cook whatever meal I wanted to cook. I could play my freaking music any which way I wanted. I could have Mitchell over. I could have anybody from work over. Mitch was a good friend of mine. We were very close. And all of these things. I could interact and socialize with his friends from work that were females or whatnot. Like I could, it was enjoyable. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I'm telling you, I know what I'm saying. Like these are things that are important, and most younger men don't want to do it, and it's weird. It's very, very weird. I have a lot of guys, well, at least in the, not maybe this year, but the past several years, used to want that kind of shit and used to try to bug me about it. And I didn't like it. I didn't like that. And I've seen men have their own apartment or their own efficiency. And they know what their demons are or what causes them to do bad shit. And within 60 days, prostitute or whatever kind of woman is literally moving in and living with them. Hey, gentlemen, if I really wanted to be dirty, I could log into this property management's app, and I could show you how the one dude is seriously in some legal shit just over a woman in his apartment. I mean, this management has that woman's full name, her arrest record, how many kids the state has custody of, and everything. I saw it with my own two eyes. It's no joke. And I see it in the stores. I see it in public. They look so depressed and beat down, miserable. And it makes no sense to me. You guys have way more than I will ever have in my physical existence in this realm. I probably will never have an opportunity to own a house or property. I will probably never, ever be able to own nice electronics. I'm fortunate to have clothes and shoes, boxers and hygiene. And I don't act like this. You guys can tell by my voice and everything. And my buddy knows I don't act like this. He's spoken to me enough. I don't complain or whine that I don't have these things. And I don't sit around and be depressed and angry and bitter and resentful. No, I don't. I do not act like that. I do not act like that in my personal life. And some of these gentlemen know I don't. I've never asked anybody for anything. I've never cried poor me. I've got my own issues. We all do. I feel a type of way about certain things that have been done to me, and I rightfully should. I've never asked to live with anybody, and I don't want to, unless I have to, or if somebody that I know or care about needs help or whatever because of their health or other things, I definitely would help. I'm young enough and strong enough that I would do it because it's the right thing to do. I know, it's called paying it back, giving it forward, and I know that. I know which people would deserve that from me. I know that. And I would do that. That's the right thing to do. Because we as men don't have anybody to be there for us or help us. We know this. It's up to us. If we don't have each other's backs, you can fuck all this goodbye. And that's as simple as that, fellas. You can fuck this goodbye. I have an advantage over a lot of other men. And I'm fully aware that I have a reach, or I have people from all over this realm. I'm not specifically stuck in this country. And that's really eye-opening, and I'm very blessed and grateful for that. The ability to be by yourself and live with yourself or living your means is just a lost ability of men. It really, truly is. And I know a lot of this came in the 60s or 70s when my stupid country decided to get rid of the family wage or the living wage. You see, that's why and how feminism got to where it is. When you screwed us over in our places of employment and finances. See, a man used to be able to get a job within 2 to 5 years, as long as you were good, did your job, showed up, and weren't a dumbass. You earned what was called a living wage or a family wage, so you could have a family and a house. All that is gone. And with it has been lost the man's ability to live within his means and what have you. That's reviving some real news, especially in my country. You see, I know the history. I know what it was. You used to be able to go out and at 19, 20, 21 years old, fall in love or whatever you guys consider love, get engaged and then get married. You didn't have to worry about this shit. You never had to worry about your wife killing herself at a job. Excuse me, guys. I had a little creeper out here. I had to shoo him out of here. See, you used to be treated appropriately and taken care of as a man. You go to work, conduct yourself righteously and properly, and you were rewarded. You could have a home, a family, a decent vehicle, food, clothes, maybe a vacation, all these things. With all that said, you could segue from that right into the lost ability of compassion, empathy, or understanding. You see, all of that has gone the wayside and down the toilet. Since the late 70s and the 80s, it's been on an escalated freight train ride to hell. Squarely and solely upon the shoulders of the single mother epidemic. And why? We all know the answer to why. Because our sons have been stuck around this system. It's debauchery and it's degeneracy. And when our sons have had no masculine figures, role models, or guidance, their biology and chemistry and their logic, reasoning, faith, whatever you want to call it, has been brainwashed, hijacked by this gynocentric, disgusting, this filthy female crap. So when you removed the father and any and all masculinity, the sons have decided don't have the proper mental ability to deal with the normal ranges of emotions, thoughts, feelings, logic, understanding, everything. All they go on is narcissism, ego, validation, likes, clicks, and views. Where just a few decades ago, men really didn't judge men unless the man deserved to be judged, i.e. his conduct of character, how he treated people, stuff like that. You know, if you were a bad person, a criminal, you were bad to kids or women, then you got judged. Men didn't really go around judging other men based on their stupid shoes, that dumb rap music, and the stupid dumb hoodies they wear, and the jewelry, their cars, and them stupid dumb useless electronics. Now men are like bitches. If you ain't got that stupid Louis Vuitton, that dumb Gucci, that dumb Jordan, and whatever other crap I'm forgetting, you get shamed and judged. You know, men used to have understanding, reason, logic, empathy, and all of this. A man never judged another man because they never knew what that other person was going through or had been through. And you also never knew if you were about to get your glass jaw fucking broken. See, when you got a glass jaw, you better watch your mouth. You see, your stupid six-figure money don't make you better than me because you might be as frail as a feather. And I could blow you down. Now, today, you got these 20-year-olds, these dudes in their early 30s, seriously thinking because they got a $20 bill, a pair of Jordans, and a stupid FUBU hoodie. Now they're better than you. And because you work 40, 50 hours a week and you got to pay bills and you don't have those stupid material things, you get judged and looked down upon by a man. You see, when men go through stuff in real life and personal life, there is no empathy and compassion anymore. It's slandering. It's bullying. You get made fun of. You get told to disappear. You get told to shut up. And it just didn't used to be like this, guys, and I'm old enough to know what I'm saying to you. It was not like this. I went to school with filthy rich kids whose family owns businesses, concrete, all this stuff. They had everything. And a lot of those young men back then didn't act like this. I wish I could say their names, but a couple of them are serious business owners in this country because of their family or because of their own, perseverance and the stuff they put in to get the job. But I remember them. I remember them and their sisters and everything, and they never really did this. They didn't make any of us feel like they were above us because of their money and their stuff. That one dude had every pair of shoes you could ever imagine. I'm talking from Deion Sanders to Michael Jordan, Rod Woodson, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway. I remember all the starter coats, all the, Nike didn't have the rights back then. It was champion jerseys. The champion jerseys. I remember all of this, like all the new CDs or cassettes that came out because, hey, we didn't have internet, you snowflake weaklings. We had to actually man up, go work money to get CDs and games or cassette tapes or that Super Nintendo cartridge. You guys see what I'm saying, man? None of that ever happened. Yes, guys, there were times, far and few between, where you would have a piece of crap kid or a family who would try to egg me on or my sister. I can tell you a family when my parents were going to church and I was forced to go. It was a Rouse family. And their eldest son used to flaunt his stuff in front of my dad. And they were being really, really disrespectful in church one day. They was eating food during the service. And I was getting mad because I could feel my dad about to blow and he was probably going to put it on me. My dad always put anything and everything on me physically. Anything. Like even if somebody was going at him because he was a whatever, he would think I did it. So I knew what was about to go on, and that son of a bitch reached across the pew with a bunch of shit in his hand right in front of my dad's face. I know what bad people are, and I know people like that. It was far and few between when I was a kid. Thank God my dad conducted himself properly. Thank God. They were one of the few people that really liked to rub your noses in their wealth or their whatever junk. It's one of the few times I ever had to deal with it. Most men and their families and their dads and everything were not like that. They did not let their sons act like that. Look, I had it better than some of the kids in my schooling growing up. And I'll be damned if I did, because my dad would have found out that I was acting like that. He would have not only destroyed me physically, all of my material stuff would have been thrown in the trash or burned. He would have took all of my shoes, all of my soccer apparel, everything. My shin guards to my cleats, my goalkeep jersey, my gold gloves. I mean, everything. He would have trashed it all. He would have took my Sega and trashed it. You name it. I knew not to do that stuff. But still, I did do dumb things. I did make fun of some kids because I was stupid. We all are dumb when we're younger. But you see, guys, you fast forward to today, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this and sees this. I've said this before. I can't go into one or two of the things around where I live now without these racist, dumb women looking down upon me when I don't want to go home and spend whatever to get clean and change my clothes and my boots to go to their dumb store. And you dumb bitch, do you not realize Red Wing work boots cost way more than your stupid Jordans, and they're way more valuable, and they're guaranteed for life in most cases? So kick rocks. But, hey guys, this is exactly a lot of the reasons why I understand why men don't say stuff or men do what they do. And I know why a lot of men don't have certain things, and it's because they don't have a dad. They didn't have a dad, and they weren't allowed to have masculine men around them. I get that. But this is all wrong. This is just all wrong in any way, shape, or form. The lack of understanding, the living within your means. I mean, guys, honestly, we all know men who do this. They really don't live within their means or live within themselves. They grandiose and they make illogical, irrational decisions. I mean, that's exactly how you build a rainy day foundation, is living below yourself or living within yourself. It's exactly, I mean, you could even say men have even forgotten how to fix things, repair things, and make things last. This has gotten stupid and lazy, and I don't care who I piss off saying it. It's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth. And I understand some of that's because of your dumb money. Who cares? I'll just go buy this and do that. Well, guess what? Oh, that's coming to an end sooner than you think. You guys all think these things are going to always be there. You're wrong. You're wrong. Situational awareness. Pay attention to what's going on around you. All this stuff's coming to an end. There's not going to be rainy day funds and everything because y'all forgot how to do it. It's figure of speech. I don't specifically mean you gentlemen. But it's a lost art. It's lost knowledge of men. There's no way, shape, or form I should be one of the only people that know how to fix a vast majority of things. There's no way I should be one of the only people that know how to take apart a vacuum and fix it. I could take apart a lot of technology and redo it. I could walk into any golf course, country club, or lawn equipment place. There probably is only one or two things that I couldn't rebuild and put back together. And that's because of this hybrid, stupid, electronic garbage stuff. Because I've tried it before on reels. It is pure hell with this hybrid stuff. It's so hard, guys. You have to know everything, like where the grounds are. You got to know what washers and everything to disconnect. Then you got to know how to disconnect the hydraulic stuff without busting this, like relieve pressure. It's so complicated to do it because such a part of the entire unit is the way it used to be with the grease bearings, and you have to, you got to do all this stuff. But then nowadays, a lot of it's all this hybrid electronic stuff. There are no grease bearings. There's none of these spacers, washers. A lot of the alignments on the reels and the level where you have your spacings, because you can adjust the spacing from like a 1/4 inch to an inch. You can adjust for the height of the turf grass. A lot of this stuff is so hard now with these stupid hybrid crap. You could avoid warrant. Like, you used to be able back in the day, man, to use different kinds of tool kits and different like sets of tools, like to work on the equipment. Nowadays, if you don't have what's certified in whatever from that company, like John Deere or Toro or Husqvarna or Turf Track or Ventrac, if you don't have their set kind of stuff to work on that, you're breaking all kinds of legal stuff and warranties and you're screwed. Anyways, that's neither here or there. But I'm just saying, like, I see this. I see it all the time. And on that same aspect, you got these fake junkies out here, the drug addicts, who act like they're all these maintenance gurus and everything else, and they couldn't wipe their ass if they had to. You guys can go to hell. You're junk. It's just, I see a lot of this stuff, man. I see a lot of it. It's disheartening. It really, truly is disheartening. There's a lot of stuff that I really don't understand why men forgot how to do. Yeah. And a lot of it is this female stuff. I know it is. I know it. Hell, guys used to be really good at taking care of their jackets and their shoes. Stuff would last years and years. I see guys throwing away stuff they've only used 3 or 4 times, and it's fucking brand new. That's female. That's a female reaction, okay? That's disgusting. That's a female reaction. And then all the while, they're the same ones 3 weeks later, a month later, crying they don't have nothing or they're broke. You see, when you react and live like a woman, you get dealt with like a woman. So go cry like a woman when you do that dumb stuff. You won't get no small violin from me. Empathy and compassion are gone. And it's hard for me to conduct myself and have that for a lot of people when people have done what they've done to me, but I still do it. And I get mad at myself, guys, because I don't want to, but I know it's the right thing to do. A lot of people don't deserve what I have, and I know they don't deserve it. But a lot of people do. And a lot of the guys that I speak to in private will tell you, I don't wish any of this stuff on anybody. I say that a lot. I don't wish any of these things on anybody. But men have got to get back the ability to have understanding and compassion and empathy. Because let's just give an example. If we don't have those things and Chi-Com decides to come to my country, there's a vast majority of you I'm not standing next to. I'm not going to do it. You brought that on yourself. And then the ones that I'm curious about, you've got to really get some kind of compassion or empathy and pull yourself out of what you're involved in or whatever that might be going on. Because if you don't, men like me are not going to do whatever. You're going to be going down with the rest of those losers. You know, it is an important thing to have empathy, compassion. Because you never know what's going to come towards you and happen to you. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen to your son, your daughter. You go around treating people and acting to people the way you do. Don't you dare expect me or the other person to have empathy and compassion towards you or your son or daughter. Don't. Like, you have no right to. So you destroyed me and you slandered me and you've always been high and mighty above me, no empathy towards me because of child support and what happened to me. So let's fast forward to 2022 or 2023. And as my sons are emancipated and legally 18 years old, then all of a sudden you're hit with child support, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, or just today. And I'm all of a sudden supposed to be compassionate, empathetic, caring, understanding. And whatever towards you and your situation, all the while for 20 years, you were praying that I would die, I would go away, that I would get what I deserve, that I would rot in prison till I'm dead, and a lot more things that I won't say because they're very, very disgusting and filthy. You see what I mean, men, when I say this is a lost art form and it's lost knowledge that if we don't get this back, this isn't going to get better. Because I'll be damned if someone did this to me and then all of a sudden the shoe's on the other foot and I'm seriously expected to just let bygones be bygone and be empathetic towards you or compassionate. Doesn't mean you have to like the person or be their best friend. But you guys see what I'm saying when I'm doing this. That's why you got to stop with this gaslighting, simping bullshit. It's fully aware now women are liars and they're disgusting. So stop judging the man, slandering the man, and putting the man down because of whatever it is, divorce, child support, the woman said this, accused this and that. It's all brainwashing nonsense. Stop it. Get back the lost art forms. Learn what men really were. If you forget where you came from, you're never going to get where you want to go. If you forget the past, you're doomed to fuck the future. Maybe I went through a lot of the stuff as a kid growing up to where I am today to develop a lot of these skills. Things that happened with my parents, the other things that have happened in my family. That's kind of why I feel a certain way about certain things. And I know certain things are very detrimental to men because I've seen it and been around it my whole life. And everybody has labeled me and said whatever to me, and I was the one who did not. I overcame and outlived all of it. My family knows what I was accused of and what was projected on me since I was a baby. And I've defied every single thing. I know what these are bad things, man. And yet none of the men in my family have not apologized to me or said anything because those cowardice bastards have no empathy or compassion. They refuse to admit they were wrong with their accusations, their slandering, and everything. I got a serious beef with that one motherfucker in my family with his egotistical, entitled attitude and his projecting of shit upon me. And not 1 second of my life have I been that. You all have been that. You all have. Everybody's admitted it in the last 4 days to me, but you coward. I know what I want to say, but I don't want to upset it. I don't want to upset anybody. But my family's got their own skeletons in their closet. And all their projecting and everything upon me to the whole world for the last 40 years is all backfiring in their face every day that passes since my birthday last week. I've never been this, I've never been that, I've never done this, I've never used that, I've never stolen, I've never anything. But all the while, men, my family will tell you, I'm the only one that has any of these intelligent things or these emotions or understanding. They'll tell you. They will tell you. They will tell you. I've been projected to the whole country of America as an evil, cruel, heartless, soulless bastard by my family, men and women included. And it's all been coming in their face now. All of it. Because I never forgot these lost abilities, these forms. I've never forgot it. I know what compassion, empathy is. I know how to understand things, even if I don't like it and I'm upset about what's been done to me. I know how to do it. I know how to live within myself, live below my means. I know how to be happy with myself, content with myself. It's just really a shame and it's sad that we go around doing this. You know, I wouldn't have made it the first part of my life if I didn't have whatever kind of masculine figures and empathy and compassion from other men, whether it coaches, friends' dads, girlfriends' dads, what have you, teachers. See, I was taught all of this. You know, tough love. I don't know, man. I really wish that men would learn these abilities again. The lost art forms. Living within yourself and the compassion and the empathy. Because this whole acting and reacting like females and I couldn't imagine conducting my life like that. I couldn't imagine lashing out at another man because I didn't get a like, a view. I didn't get some tail. Man, you could kick rocks with that. Take care of yourselves, men. Support your brothers. For the love of God, support your brothers. And learn to enjoy yourselves. Be comfortable with yourselves, man. You got to be comfortable with yourselves. That doesn't mean sit there and do drugs or drink and whatever. That's pseudo caring about yourself or enjoying yourself. And you got to be comfortable with yourself, your space, your time. You have to. You can't appreciate yourself and your time and your space. Then other people will not appreciate what you have, and they won't respect your space, your privacy, and your time. Men, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. This has been Reviving Real News.